All right, I'm back. Just for context, I just finished Higurashi, the first chapter, with the last chapter having, well, the first episode of Higurashi with having like 30 minutes left in the last chapter. So I'm doing the first chapter of the episode 2, probably. Also the intro, which is definitely going to get claimed, going by how it went last time, but oh well. The first reading the first one, it's the thing that got flagged by YouTube when I sent it there. But it doesn't matter. Not like my channel has monetization, or probably not like I will monetize it anyway. Either way, we're starting Higurashi Watanagashi. Hopefully the intro will still appear here. No? Watanagashi, the most possibilities. Cotton drifting chapter. How was your taste of life in Hinamizawa? Curse or conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything, and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last is no surprise attack, but a real direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but extremely vicious. Start. I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept that. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert, for the Rika Brim Castle. This is a work of fiction. AD 1983, the early summer of 58th year of the Showa era. Rashi Wende Crown. There's the intro. 'Well, a bunch of characters show up there that I have no familiarity with, so that's interesting. I did saw Mion's twin, which I'm very sure exists, unless my memory is extremely wrong. But hey, as I said, I have previously watched the anime 15 years ago, 10 years ago, I'm not sure, but I remember very little. So let's go. The chirping of the birds served as my alarm clock. Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning on Sunday? Why was I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? Back to sleep, back to sleep. Keiichi, are you awake? You have a phone call. At that moment, the sound of my mother calling me from downstairs finally registered. Phone call? Sprang out of the bed and abruptly and stampededly noisily down the stairs. He's awake. I'll put him on right now. My mother informed the person on the other end of the line. Hello. It's me. Who might it be? Morning, Keiichi-kun. You're such a sleepyhead, such a sleepyhead. Oh, Rena. What's up calling me so early in the morning? Ah, I don't think it's so early. It's the middle of the day, you know. It's 11 o'clock. I guess you could consider that middle of the day. So what's up? Hold on a second. I'll put Mi-chan on. Ohayo, Kei-chan. If I were to say it in English, that'd be good morning. While we're at it, why don't you try saying in Chinese, German, and Russian as well? Ni hao, Kei-chan. Guten Morgen, Kei-chan. Russian? Do svidaniya? How the hell should I know? Dobro jutro. Not Russian, but yeah, good enough. Well, whatever. This stupid conversation has woken me up. Hehe. That's good to hear. So, Kei-chan, you free right now? If you're good, then we got everybody. Everybody? Did she mean all the club members? That's right. You might be thinking, every day always ends in heated competition. But at least I can spend my day off peacefully. You're too naive, Kei-chan. Yeah. The aim of our club is to find the best solution for every situation. In other words, we don't care if it's the weekend. Oh, it looks like you've come to understand our club. So, how about it? Can you come? I had absolutely nothing planned that day. I would refuse club person Mion's invitation. What other fun ways to pass the time would I have? It's not like I planned on doing anything. And if I say no, you'd probably just declare me the loser by default and force a penalty game on me anyways. If you understand that much, then you can't refuse, right? If you're okay with it, then meet up at the usual place at 1 o'clock. We're going into town, so bring your bike, okay? Club activities in town? Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this wasn't going to be intense. I'm holding a pretty big grudge for the narrow loss a couple days ago. I'll say it right now, I'm not going to lose. A couple days ago was Friday's club activities, that uncompromising poker match. It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in the lead and who was last until all the points were tallied. In the end, I won by only one chip. Mion came in second. Damn it! To think if I hadn't scored that one chip! Mion lamented thus, perhaps more so than the fact that she lost the match. Mion doesn't lose. That's why Mion only whined when she let the champion's throne slip through her fingers. That's why she was more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So, did she mean for today to be a grudge match? Bring it on! Just like last time, I'll shut you down and make you play the penalty game. Make sure you play it, you play in a way that you won't forget it when you lose. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll make it all the more better when I will crush you. After that, we exchanged jeers for a bit before hanging up the phone. I head back upstairs hastily to get the key to my bike, bumped into my mother as she was carrying her futon down. Oh, Keiichi, you seem like you're in a good mood. Heading out? Something like that. I'm going to town to play with everybody. Take care. Watch out for the traffic. Be back before dinner. Yeah, I'll be back by then. You're playing at 1. And you're heading out at like 11. When is dinner? For you. Because that doesn't leave a lot of time for you to get there and go back. Hey, we got our first bot of the stream. Time to ban. There we go. Wouldn't be a stream without one. After unlocking the chain for my bike in the garage, I reveled a bit in the resistance the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed on it. Alright, let's go. Set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air. Hey, chicken! You're late, you're late! Ah, sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Where's Sotoko and Rika-chan? I ended up meeting up with them here. It's a lot quicker to just meet up in town. Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Sotoko and Rika-chan's houses were on the other side past the school. Oh yeah, what's up with doing club activities in town? Can't be that everybody's going to put on masks and rob banks all day, is it? I wouldn't mind doing that. Even then, I wouldn't lose to you. You see, Mi-chan always tells me the routes and schedules of the armored bank cars. She does? I wonder why, I wonder why. What? I spun around with a serious look on my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seems possible that Mion was capable of doing that. Seriously, Mion? Rena! What are you saying? Sorry, Mi-chan, sorry. The two of them were joked around. That bright ladder was the best match for a beautiful day like this. Hey, you two. Sotoko and Chan, we can wait for Sunday. Let's stop fooling around and get going. Around and around, fooling about like two fluttering butterflies. I earnestly wish I could just keep watching them like this. But the five of us together would be even absolutely more fun. That's right. Well then, let's go. The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Once you split the loot, everybody scram. Yeah! The three of us on our bikes head out over the gently sloping hill towards town. Kinda miss this. Good old slice of life stuff before everything went to shit. Well, not like the quality, but like, you know, the tone. Asserting hard, we crested the hill. The view expanded as Okonomiya Station came into sight. I occasionally came to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here, though, it was quite a hassle. That's why I don't know much about the area around the station, or Okonomiya itself for that matter. The street we're headed down today was of course unfamiliar to me as well. Going to the railway crossing, headed past the south end of the station. This is the first time I've been this way. Around here, there's lots of things like arcades and toy stores. Mi-chan knows a lot about it. So there's an arcade. I used to go to one pretty often. My gamer blood's royals within me. Always going to arcade? Kei-chan, you're quite a delinquent. Next time we're here, I'll show you where it is. And quite a good one. There's quite a few machines. Seems like the town of Okonomiya was Mion's stomping grounds. I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with quite a few bikes parked in front of it. Was that the arcade? No, it was a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like your everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be filling in and out of the store, they're doing almost too well for themselves. Could be the store is having some sort of event today? Exactly. Top prize is 50,000 yen. 50,000? What the heck is that? That's a GNP of the People's Republic of Keiichi 5 times over! Two cute figures messing around the front of the store noticed us and waved their hands. Hello everyone! We've been waiting for you. Good morning. Hey! Morning, Rika-chan. Sadako, we'll settle this before the cops get here. The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Huh? Keiichi-san, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are we late? Do we keep you two waiting? We finished early today, so we've been waiting a while. I'm sorry about that. Kei-chan here was taking his sweet time. Well, if it was Keiichi's fault, then it can't be helped. Saying that, Rika-chan stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy? Of course. Who else would Keiichi could fill the important role? Oh ho ho ho. I don't like being cast like that. If you think that's don't solve everything, you're sorely mistaken. It's feeling slightly irritated, so I began to repeatedly smack Satoko on the head. Smack, 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 smack. Keiichi-san hit me! Wow! It's such a shame that Keiichi's bullying you. Satoko, she's crying, I'm taking her home. You big sissy will have to take care of the bad guys, okay? Oof. Ren ecstatically wiped the tears, to probably fake, so Satoko's face, while Rika-chan gently patted mine as I lay sprawled on the ground. Yeah, this is fine. Yep. This is the way things are supposed to be solved. Although I think we should find a new punchline before you start losing teeth. Well then, up to daisy. In any case, the greeting for today went well. At the toy shop, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. Apparently, they all knew Mion, and finding out that she had arrived, they greeted her with cheers a few at a time. Mi-chan is a regular at the toy shop, so she has a lot of friends. Regular at the toy shop? What's up with that? Hey Keiichi-san, take a look back there. When Satoko's prompt, I'll take a look. There were chairs lined up and tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. Realized it immediately. It couldn't be. This is the venue for today's club activities? Surprise, Keiichi-san? I'm good friends with the owner here. He sometimes lets me hold game tournaments to expand the customer base. Expanding his customer base, I see. Meaning all the boys lining up the place for participants? That's right. Normally it's just us 5, but today we're gonna play with lots of people. Rena was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably stern. Keiichi-san, I knew exactly what you're thinking. Oh? Well then, why don't you try saying it? Together, okay, 1, 2. These are all enemies. Satoko-chan's voice and mine blended together in harmony. We looked over the participants. After all, top prize of 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like flame. Like a flame. Hey Kei-chan, looks like today will be fun. Well, no matter how many more rivals I have, the goal is still the same. Rivals? Ah, Kei-chan. Do you think a whale keeps track of all the krill it eats? She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with a aggressive glint in her eyes, reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today. I'm not the only one who's serious. Take a look at Rika-chan. Mion pointed, looking at where her finger directed me. What the heck is that? Rika-chan was using one of those kinds of traits to soften up the ground with an almost excessive pleasantness. I'm going to do my best. Go for it! Yay! Go for it! Yay! Completely emasculated, the group joined Rika-chan in cheering. The inside of the store has been consumed by the world of Rika-chan. Damn, she's already chomping at the bit. It seems like today is going to be fun. Going to be the best. Oh! Seemed like the Rena was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping around and running around, she had entered entirely into cute mode. In Rena's case, the real fun starts when the tension gauge fills up. Her happy-go-lucky mode had to belly the fact that this was the state in which she was the most threatening. Mion was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was business as usual with her. Of course, if anybody thought that Mion looked ordinary, they were not qualified to lead our club. The shower beneath her feet exuding killer instinct rising up like a chill wind. Damn it, Mion. Throwing away her honor and humanity like that. She's serious. Keiichi-san, don't you know? The 50,000 yen prize is from Mion's own pockets. What? She was putting out 50,000 yen all by herself? At that moment, a dark miasma that wrapped Mion's surrounding began to appear. What is this, Kei-chan? Is there something on my face? Eep! A shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that, she was pulling out the demon lurking within her. Fine with me. Damn it, my knees are shaking like crazy. Before I realized that the store had filled up with even more people. However, it looks like the eyes weren't confrontational. There were looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win. You couldn't ask for a better stage than this. This is getting interesting. Keiichi-kun, let us do our best, okay? Oh, do our best. Whoa! Rena was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense held no power before the might of Rena in her acute mode. I definitely don't want to fight her, if possible. Rika-chan, do your best. We're all cheering you on. Okay, I'll do my best. Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying out her machinations like this, so it was definitely strange. Like Rena, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I could help it. Of course, the one you don't want to fight the most is Mion-san. I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of club activities, but I don't think there was a day that even came close to being this dangerous. Mion-san seems to have developed quite a grudge after losing the poker match a few days back, you know? Seems that way. In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Almost as though she was psychic, Mion turned towards us. Her eyes silently conveying the message. You guys just figured that out now? It wasn't just Mion, both Rena and Rika-chan were more pumped up than they'd ever been. Yeah, one's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there's gonna be casualties. It seems that somehow Keiichi-san and I are the only ones left. What do you think? Should we not have our match during the opening round? Might as well. I need to warm up before I can really kick into gear. Uh-oh. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning. Like a pillar of ice had been jammed into it, began to freeze. Almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with their intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask. I was gonna say, you really believing Satoko's just normal today? Oh, you fool. You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round. You can't hide that murderous intent. Oh, that's too bad. You're being uncharacteristically cautious today, Keiichi-kun. Without a doubt, it was a trap. I don't know what she had up her sleeve. If I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be certain. More certain than if I went against Mion. Pitch black miasma permeated the inside of the store. Did they all want to win the 50,000 yen prize that much? No, that's not right. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was, or where it was, or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal is always the very top of the mountain. Intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burnish inside me. The fuse had been lit on the unprecedentedly intense club battle. It was then that the owner of the store told Mion, in a lackadaisical voice, that it was about time to begin. Is everybody ready? Listen close now. Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner, explaining the rules of the tournament today. You're only playing to win. There is no second rule of third place. That's the rules of our club. There are 15 people participating. We're to split into 5 groups via draw. Each group would have 1 winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final. Now, as to how each group will compete, each table will decide to play whatever they want. As long as the game is here in the shop, anything goes. Already in club mode Defcon 1, it didn't let the small gap in the rules go unnoticed. Mion, could I ask a question? Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree on which one? Oh, that's right. If we can decide, we can start. Spectators also nodded along. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply cede to their opponent's suggestions. I prefer it if you were all good sports and made a competent decision on your own. When it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store's owner decide for you? It was an event at a toy store after all. We expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participant would have to buy the game they lost at. Rather nice proposition for the store. Oh, you fool. The store owner is clearly on Mion's side. You're going to get destroyed. First, use a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush them. That moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eyes. Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants. I thought as much. What's the gist of it? The winner gets to give the losers 1 order each. Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion. Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamizawa in cat ears, a banana hammock, with a tail attached or something? The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easy. On top of that, this time it wasn't just the person who finished last would have to submit to the penalty game. The losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. That'd be the case. What about if there's no winner? Like if all club members drop out midway through? Hey-chan, are you alright in your head? What? Look in Mion's eyes became that of a lion bearing its fangs. How exactly are the elite members of the club going to lose to some mewling newborns? Hey-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round. Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become. You just wait and see. I won't just sit here and be bullied by you. Mion, I'll show you. We shall meet in the finals. Results of the draw were enough to make you cry conspiracy. All the members of the club were nicely divided in among the 5 tables. How did this happen when the draws were random? The fact that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine though. I'll crush all of your petty tricks. Now, where were my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number on the ticket. Competition at the table was these two, huh? They look younger than me. Huh? Aren't you two classmates of mine? Oh, hi. I'm Tomita. This is Okamura. Okamura greeted me and nodded his head. So my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Oh, Mion totally set them up. You're going to get screwed. Just saying it, but it seems like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky. I'll destroy them without mercy. Right then, everybody. Decide on your games and start. The Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everybody was yelling their favorite game at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my two classmates, who seemed taciturn at first, began to freeze and insist on their games, so the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There's absolutely no reason to pick a game when your opponent was good at. Sorry, they're all games I don't know. Would you pick something a little more well-known? Of course, they didn't agree to the games I suggested either. Could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, the table still couldn't agree on a game. Breaking the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. In his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. This game called Game of Life. Oh no. Quite the vintage we have here. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. That damn shop owner. He was using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell. I know this one. Guys do too, right? Spin the wheel and head to the goal. Whoever has the most money after we liquidate our assets is the winner. We nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. At the time, I already had a feeling of an impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Celebrating the birth of your child, receive 5,000 from everybody. Sorry. Okay, I built up a bit of a lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bonus. Receive 100,000 from the bank. What? Tables will turn in an instant. 1, 2, 3. Proceed to the corporate ladder course. Whoa, that's a good route. Seems like only my piece was landing on the steady spaces. I doubt as to why Mion didn't bring out board games for club activities. The reason was laid to me before my eyes. That's right. I only realize it now. The game was completely based on luck. What could I possibly do to make sure I ended up in first place at the end? The ultimate outcome of the game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How were the other club members doing? My eyes naturally went off to the other tables. Mion's table was what? They weren't doing anything? Are they still not decided on a game? No idea existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility. Mion was laughing about leisurely holding some juice she bought from the vending machine outside in one hand. Our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. Couldn't be. She'd already finished? What was the game? That easily? It was probably too late to concern with that at this point. It's been 5 minutes since we started, and her opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For that, they'd find no answer. Was there any reason for their defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then what about Rena's table? Spectators were causing quite a commotion. Looked like the game was Kurata. The shop owner was apparently the one reading out the cards. Rena tended to dawdle along and space out a lot. Wouldn't she have a hard time with this game? Then I'll read it out. The dog gets tired on the wall. Bam! Same time, inside the shop owner began sounding out the word. The card in question had disappeared off the face of the table, no face of the earth. Impossible. Where did it go? It was against Rena's cheek. It was rubbing it there. Oh, so cute. I'm taking it home. Got the card when I was rubbing against her cheek. It was some anime-themed version of Kurata. The rather cute Mo illustration decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest panting and half in tears as she was being pulled along on a chain. Those types of pictures, even I could play with a godlike speed. Of all people to play the game, it had to be Rena. It was entirely possible that her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier. That's over. Mion smiled coolly, seeing no further reason to keep watching. She turned back. So cute, even if I win, I'll buy these cards. I'm taking them home. After the second the card started being read, bam, bam. Such decisive sounds echoed. Well then, how about Satoko? She was playing a rather orthodox game. Concentration. Judging from the distressed look on Satoko's face, it seemed she was struggling somehow. For the main characters of concentration is the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easier to match several pairs in a row. It wouldn't be exaggeration to say that the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away as the winner. Cards still in play had decreased. If you memorize the cards that had been turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. Toko probably knew the position of the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up, the match would be decided. Oh, Joe, sorry, but I'm aiming for the prize money. Don't hate me for this. This guy, did he have a location of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. Then showed his face relaxed. Huh. It's over. I whispered that in a bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. I spun the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No way! The Ace of Hearts should have been here! There was a commotion at Toko's table as the shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there really wasn't anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confounded, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there. There's no way. I must be seeing things. Must have been because I was excited. So assured of his victory, the stress of his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. His opponent was Satoko, and the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Satoko, you can't let your guard down for a moment until battle is over. Ah, Keiichi-san, you haven't finished your match? You have no sense for these things. The refined tone of voice, reserved only for winners, called out to me. The casual observer, it must have looked like she only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The roles of winner and loser had been already decided. There's nothing more than child's play. The laughable part of it was that her opponent didn't know his role had already been assigned. Nice work there, setting up a farce of a trap with her Ace of Hearts. My opponent only walked into one of my traps. Even then, one was more than enough. Satoko was a trapper. True talent was never having one misfire. Setting off only one trap was more than enough? Huh, ain't that cool. The fact that the other club members were winning one after another was their own brand of play, only added to the impact of my own lack of progression. Alright, how's Rika-chan doing? How was our club's sly little fox doing? What the heck is that? On the corner, the mood of the table was decidedly different from others. The game at Rika-chan's table was, the battery-powered fishing game. On when the fish opened and closed their mouths as they rotated on the platform. Use a magnetic fishing rod to pick them up. That old thing. I think they planned on competing by seeing who could catch the most fish, but it had become an atmosphere you could hardly call competitive. Wow, I caught one! You're so good! Rika-chan, you're good at this. Oh my, she caught another one. Rika-chan is really good at this. I knew that Rika-chan had completely charmed her opponents, along with the onlookers, before the matches had even begun. Brilliantly played. The corner had become an informal meeting of the Rika Furude fan club. It's Rika-chan's total victory. Total victory. Rika-chan's good at fishing, isn't she? What Rika-chan is trolling for probably isn't fish. Hearing that, she glanced over my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious. That's what I heard. This is a master technique that only Rika is allowed to use. Only Rika can do. Yeah, a masterful technique. Ibarra-san, it's your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. 1, 2. Fine for tax evasion. Pay $50,000. Contrast my game with what an and seemingly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing. Ah, Keiichi-kun, could it be that you're struggling? You're struggling? Okamura, right now, how much money do you have? Mo, who had wrung lots of money out of the elite course, began to count a stack of $100,000 bills. About 980,000, I guess. How much money do you have, Tomita? I have 880,000. I'm still close enough to turn this around. Those two, it looked like they would easily surpass $1 million. Well, Kei-chan, how much do you have? Millstone's voice was grim for the get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as club president. It can't be helped. There's no such involvement in spinning the wheel in the game. How am I supposed to cheat? Tell those two to close their eyes and count 100 while I rig the wheel? You know there's no way I can do that. Yuki-chan gently pat my head. Still, she wasn't too happy. How pathetic. At one point, I thought you'd be a worthy adversary. I've been utterly disillusioned. Don't give up, Keiichi-kun. There has to be some way to make a comeback. Do your best. Right till the end. Like I said, how am I supposed to make a comeback with this game relying entirely on luck? Right, Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent, like she was watching something completely unexciting. She turned her back without saying a word. Hey, me. She has a perfect voice that irked even myself. I'm disappointed. Everybody was serious about this. You're the only one who wasn't. What do you mean by serious? You're telling me to control the spinner to the sheer force of will? How can I do that? You were serious about it. You'd have settled this game 10 seconds from when you started. Me-chan, you don't have to get so angry. Wait. Me in a bad mood, Kasumi-san disappeared in the depths of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation to spectators dispersed from my table. Damn it, are you saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying if I was serious I would have settled this game of chance in 10 seconds? If I was serious. Everyone was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Should we continue this game? The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence. Maibara-kun, should I take the mean you're giving up? Owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. The moment you inside me let loose a howl and awakened. I get it now, Mion. What it means to be serious. I'll show you! Wham! Clap my hands on the shoulders, speaking in a low voice, pulling them closer. Let me talk, Okamura-kun. Let's make a deal. Let me win. Two of them not immediately understanding what I had just said, the meaning behind it were momentarily confused. Maibara-kun, no violence. Let's settle this game properly. Just listen to what I have to say. What is it that you guys want? 50,000 yen prize? Well, of course. Winning that kind of money is once in a lifetime opportunity. Even supposing you win, what are you going to do with that money? How are you going to enjoy it? Two of them considered it briefly. Buy a new game or something. Snacks? Maybe some juice. That's petty. Petty. So petty. Are you guys stupid? Then how will you enjoy it if you remember me? That's the point. Then shut up and listen to what I have to say. Club members have a penalty game separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to order the other club members around. First of all, Tomita-kun, you like Satoko, right? Don't deny it. Next, Okamura-kun, you like Rika, right? Don't turn red. I drew two of them red-faced and conscious of what everybody else heard, but just set me closer. Lollies. Moi. What men covet, what men dream about. It's like an unreachable Garden of Eden. Even then, you still aim for it, wouldn't you? And that's because our passionate souls scream for more. This is the sensitive age where you couldn't say you liked the girl you liked. Understanding that gave me all the more power. If I win, I'll make Satoko wear a collar and be your little sister for a day. A red fountain spewed from both Tomita's nostrils. Also, Komura-kun, I'll put Katius on Rika-chan and let you take her home for a walk on a leash. Blood spewed from the veins in Komura-kun's forehead. Don't be shy. Just pretend I forced you to go along with me. You two are simply sacrifices. Tomabara Senpai's twins. You can pretend to be against it. Understand? Know everything in your heart's desire. Then I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life was very bleak. I know with very bold how foolish it is to waste such an important time in your lives. So to you, my juniors, we don't want you to live your lives like that. Be honest with yourself. Chase your dreams. Fulfill them. I'll fulfill them for you. I will. At that moment, the violence of the men bridged generations. Abara-san! Did I even have a mentor who ever spoke to my mind for me so strongly? Never. There was no way there was. That's because in a man's life, you'll only have 3 fatal encounters. That's valuable first time was being experienced right the moment with those 2. It's fine then. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Game over. It's such a absurd declaration of the game's ending that everybody in the stall turned around. I'd been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit. All the spectators were certain of my loss. Keiichi-kun, what happened? Who won? It was my complete victory. What did you say? Exactly how did you overcome the situation? There's no need to explain what happened. It was a gentleman's agreement. Right, guys? Yes, sir! The 2 of them, sucking tears of gratitude, and strong with the bottom of their hearts. Like, what kind of miracle occurred here during those 3 minutes? The spectators all looked away from the utter disadvantage. You did it! You did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay! The spectators were puzzled at how I was able to quickly overcome that hopeless situation. That guy, is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle. What devilry is this? He's in cahoots with that Mion, you know? There's no doubt he got some strange trick up his sleeve. I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited out of the corner of my eye, now fully awakened in battle mode, let out a derisive laugh. But this is what it means to be serious, Mion. You took your sweet time, bearing out fangs at each other. We laughed again in our most unsightly fashion. With this, all the club members have cleared the first round then. Which means this time it's a match against everybody. A match! I've already decided what I'm going to buy with the prize money. That's only natural. Right? Satoko and Rika smiled, sneered at each other. Those guys. Do they really think they can win against Keiichi Maibara when he gets serious? Mion. That was a mistake. You shouldn't have offered me advice just now. What muley newborn you are. You're a million light years too early to think you can win against me. Mion. Light years are measure of distance. Oh, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed. What are we doing, Mi-chan? How are we, 5? How are the 5 of us going to face off? How? Well now, there's such a splendid lineup. It would be a waste to rush things. Me saying something complicated again. It couldn't be. Why you? Mion's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape. She turned her back to the table. As for today's contest, I, Club President Mion Shinaki, will reserve judgment for now. The method of time are yet decided. The more spectators, the better. It should be in front of everybody from Hinazawa no Konimiya. By then, we'll know the best way to finally settle this. Are you running away from this? This is too unfair even for you, Mion-san. You newborn. Do you still not realize what has happened? The combative aura billowing out of Mion's body, all the barriers stopping Satoko's advance. We'll meet again. Prepare yourself for your inevitable defeat. With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. For a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers. Will they resume the contest? Mion's serious. The other members did great too. That new guy, Mebara, he got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant. Mebara-san, you got to win. Yeah. I'll dunk someone like Mion's head first into the sticks for ya. The part of the crowd that had apparently overheard the comment between Tomitaka Okamura and myself erupted in a cheer again. Mion's going to win anyways. She's the undefeated Empress. I'm betting on Mion. No, it's going to be Rena with the ungodly speed. Tako's a trap artist. Rika the siren. It may be a long shot, but it'll be Mebara. However, right now, I had no ear for those cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that, I wasn't going to forgive Mion. Outside the store, Mion was getting on her bike as the shop owner was seeing her off. Don't run away, Mion. If you're the club president, don't run. Fight me. Oh, sorry, Kei-chan. Right now, I've got to go to my part-time job. Huh? Like you would see in a sketch comedy show, Malek slipped on the